I love watching the mainstream publishing industry collapse upon itself. You may think that's cruel or whatever, but I'm a person who's blacklisted from this because I voted for Trump and they didn't like it at the end of the day. And so the people in this told me right away. They said it's a small world. You're never going to get invited to be published again. And I said, "You know what? Game on. Game on." And I decided to make my own career, do my own thing, publish my own stuff, and I've been making more than $100,000 a year on my books for several years running. It's been awesome. So, this is the last bastion of traditional publishing. Barnes and Noble, one of the only stores out there. There's no more Borders. What was the other one? Walden Books. All those things have gone by the wayside. This is it. This is the only spot where the bookstore placement matters, where you get yourself in bookstores, that sort of vanity thing that authors are not even making a living off of at this point for the most part, is all gone by the wayside. And we're going to get to that story in a second. This is crazy, and I'm having a good day. How about you, my friends? All right. My name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. I've got all my books on Amazon. So, of course, I've got my pre-order campaign for my new comic. My own website you can buy my books from. There's lots of avenues to do so, but in the description below there's all of this. And if you just want to go to Amazon, search my name, you'll find a bunch of cool series where some of this might be for you. I don't know which one you might like best. You can check things out. I've done a variety of science fiction and fantasy, just so that everybody can kind of discover what they like and see if they enjoy it. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel and supports the books. That's what we're here to do at the end of the day, is really revitalize culture with independent art. And that is my cause. That's who I am. And I appreciate you if you're new to the channel. If you've been here for the channel for a while, you know the drill. And I'll get back to the story now, my friends. Here we are. Kelly Yang. So she is a New York Times best-selling author, #1 best-selling author. You know what that means at this point? Not much. New from here, the Front Desk series, Yes We Will, Parachutes, Private Label, Asian Pacific American Award for Literature. And look at how upset she is. She's almost crying in this TikTok video she posts up. And she states at the top, Barnes & Noble has suddenly decided not to carry Key Player, which is her new book, the 4th Front Desk book, coming out in 2 weeks. So she's not even going to get her book into the bookstore at all as a #1 best-selling author. This is amazing. This is crazy. They're not even carrying books anymore. Here are the new details of their nationwide strategy, only giving shelf space to the top 1 or 2 books per publisher. Per publisher. So she's not one of the top 1 or 2 per the publisher. I mean, we're talking at that point, you got to be a brand name like Stephen King, like Patterson, like J.K. Rowling. I mean, at that point, that's one of the top 1 or 2 per publisher. If you're not there, you're not getting into the bookstore whatsoever. They're not stocking anything. And that's a new, huge shakeup for Barnes & Noble. A lot of these mid-list authors, like, honestly, they make their whole online presence about, like, getting into the bookstore. Wow, I see my book in the bookstore. That's their reward for everything they do, because, honestly, the way that the publishing industry is set up, none of these people are making very much money off their books. The agent takes a fee, the publisher takes a fee, the distributor takes a fee. By the time it gets to Barnes & Noble, you're not really able to make a lot unless you are one of these top 1 or 2 books per publisher off of your works. Really, it is a sad state of affairs how everybody's gotten trapped into this system of gatekeepers, which is meant to actually just funnel the content into whatever political arguments that they want. And I'm sure this lady, I haven't researched her or anything like that, but I'm sure she conforms to all the great political minds of this generation. So here we are. So she's saying, even though she's got one of the most 30 most influential books of all time, children's books, I guess. I've never heard of it. I don't know who called it this. She's not able to get into the bookstores now at all. And she's lamenting, I'm not top enough for Barnes & Noble. Look at how sad this is. It's almost impossible to get into bookstores at this point. And she's saying, I'm getting screwed. Now my books are really not going to sell because that was it. It's all the top shelf. Look at this communist sort of mentality. We all deserve shelf space, safe space, shelf space, not just the top 1 or 2 people. I can't help but laugh with this because, again, these are the people that are blacklisting conservatives, blacklisting Christians. They've been forcing degenerate content onto everybody for years, and they've done so through this system of bookstores, which is propped up by their whole little clique in New York, by their whole little woke circle of people who control this and gatekeep. And you know what? It's all crumbling like a house of cards with what's happening with Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble's had this strategy for a while. They've become games and toys and coffee shop that happens to have a few books with them. This is just the end result of that, and we're going to see it digress even further as this goes on. Really, this might be the death knell of TradPub because they can't compete with us on price. They can't compete with us on content, and it's really, really starting to show. I don't need shelf space because I got my internet space, and what people say is they like my books, and it doesn't matter whether I'm in Barnes & Noble or not. I'm always having a good time, and I'm always selling some great content here thanks to you guys. Thanks to grassroots and no corporate marketing is going to change that. What do you think about this? I'm thrilled. I love watching TradPub die. I'm sorry, lady, for your career. Just get good. That's all I got to say because the internet is forever. Leave a comment down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out my books. Again, those links are in the description below. It's what we're here to do. Appreciate it, guys.